Excuse me, could you put down that spray cleaner and those paper towels, please? Hi, I'm Spiff's Moist Cleaning Towels, and I cut the work down to a wipe.
What about us?
Okay, we've cut the work down to a wipe. Spiff's are tough towels and powerful cleaners all in one. See, I've got glass cleaner inside, so I'm Spiff's for glass. And one towel goes a long way.
How long?
Very long. And there's Spiff's for the bath.
Right here.
Multi-purpose Spiff's.
Hi, folks.
Spiff's for furniture.
Yeah, sure, you betcha.
Spiff's scouring towels.
Yo!
So give us a try. We've really got our act together.
New Spiff's Moist Towels. They cut the work down to a wipe.
In 5 distinct personalities.
Quaker State engines don't know when to quit.
Quaker State engines run strong and run long because Quaker State exceeds every single car maker's U.S. requirements for maximum engine protection. The big Q stands for quality.
For many generations, oat bran has been a natural part of their breakfast. Part of a balance of grains and fruits and nuts. Now known as Kellogg's Mueslix. How fortunate we have rediscovered what they knew all along. Kellogg's Mueslix with oat bran. What breakfast was meant to be.
Every so often, an idea comes around so incredibly. It changes the whole world. Yeah, okay, not the whole world, but it certainly changes your whole mouth because it's
Incredibly cheesy!
It's a new cheese trio, and it's...
Three.
Yes, 3 kinds of cheese. Now, 2 flame broiled patties from...
Burger King.
Swiss cheese.
American cheese!
Monterey Jack. Altogether for a taste that is absolutely...
Unique.
It's more than a cheeseburger. Much more than a cheeseburger.
Cheese trio from Burger King.
Yes. Stupendous!
Delicious.
Tremendous!
But it's got one problem.
Time!
So you better... Because cheese trio won't get Burger King long.
When I was a kid, my mother would read me the greatest stories. Give your child the gift that lasts a lifetime. Read together and share the joy.
Tomorrow, a talk with Holland's Man in Space.
Also, Ron Reagan, our man in the air, and a tour of the Maastricht Cave.
On Good Morning America, tomorrow.
Sunday, Sherry Belafonte reenacts one woman's triumph in the racially tense summer of '64, reliving the events of our time, Under Fire, the real story.
We've taken several voyages in our time machine tonight to the home of the future, driven by computers and powered by the sun, to the medical world of 2039, a land of artificial organs and genetic engineering. And we've visited a violent reality of computer crime and constant surveillance. Each of them, and countless others, could become our future. Which one?
That will be decided by how we face the problems we already see reflected in today's headlines. If we are to make our way to the future we want for our children and grandchildren, we must make difficult choices in the years to come and face what experts tell us are the greatest challenges we have ever known.
The environment, devastated by human growth. Tropical rainforests destroyed at the rate of 1 football field per second. Plant and animal species disappearing, perhaps as many as 100 a day. The topsoil from our farmland blowing away, an area twice the size of Maryland, becoming unusable each year.
Humanity as a species is doing something that no wise family would ever do in its own economics. That is, it is burning its capital. In the process of living on capital, we're destroying our sources of income, and in the end, of course, we're destroying ourselves.
Energy. Fossil fuels have already polluted our air and water. And with experts predicting we might run out of oil by 2039, still more problems may be down the road.
If we do nothing and just continue the way we are, using 95% of our energy from fossil fuels, it will create an economic collapse long before 50 years from now.
Population. The numbers are soaring. 250,000 more people on Earth every day. The world population will double by 2039. And right now, 850 million do not have enough to eat.
The question is not whether population growth is going to slow or not. It will. The only question is whether it's going to slow because we systematically move towards smaller families or because we delay and hunger, starvation lead to rising death rates.
Global tensions. Over everything hangs the fear of war. Regional conflicts are increasing, and experts predict by 2039, more than 16 countries will be armed with nuclear weapons.
Now, that makes a much more complicated world, and we run the risk of a nuclear accidental war or unthought-out war occurring in volatile parts of the world, even if there was a build-down between the Soviet and the American armaments.
Are there solutions to all of these problems? Most scientists, politicians, futurists agree. The answer is yes. Some of the solutions are easy to understand.
There's no such thing as garbage. We have to recycle all of that like the Japanese do. I mean, the Japanese, one of the reasons they're so successful is they recycle 50%.
We'll have to start planting trees on a scale that we probably haven't even imagined yet. We're going to have to get serious about soil conservation.
We know what we can do about energy. Going solar solves the pollution problems and the economic problems and the greenhouse problem. We know that. It's all there. It's just a question of working out the pattern when to do what.
Some proposed solutions are bitterly controversial.
Stop sending gifts of food to a starving country. Just grit your teeth and tell them you're on your own and you've got to make your population match the carrying capacity of your land.
But if there is argument over exactly what to do, there is agreement on this. What we decide to do over these next 50 years will be critical to our survival. And somehow, we must find a way to cooperate.
It's almost as if the human family is being nudged along by Mother Nature to grow up. We are all in the same boat now, whether we like it or not. And it's no good playing these games about whose end of the boat is sinking.
The situation is running downhill at a truly frightening pace. On the other hand, our potential for solving the problem is absolutely enormous. So I don't know what's going to happen. I hope we're going to take the optimistic route, and therefore whoever's listening to this tape in 2039 will be able to say, by God, they made the right choices, and we've got to continue down the same route so that our children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren have a decent world to live in.
We started tonight back at the World's Fair in 1939. It was a burst of optimism on the eve of a catastrophe, World War II. One fairgoer wrote, "Sure, there was a lot of hype, we knew that, but we loved it anyway, for its powerful assertion that there could be a future. We needed to believe that, against all evidence to the contrary."
And in the long run, the fair was right. On the other side of the disastrous war, the future turned out to be even more extraordinary than they dreamed. Today, futurists continue to peer into their crystal balls and, despite the dangers they say clearly lay ahead, predict a world full of marvels.
And if all their guesses and all their hopes about what we could be in 2039 seem naive in the face of our problems, there is this fact. Almost no one says such a world is impossible. We can make our way there if we choose our path wisely. I'm Forrest Sawyer.
And I'm Paula Zahn. Good night.
Feel your oats with Post Oat Flakes. Feel your oats with Post Oat Flakes.